Let's hear it for the boys because they are back for not quite finals week, but we're certainly prepping here in the penultimate episode of Gen V Season 2.
Come on!
Episode 7.
Hell Week.
Hell Week. I'm a boy. I'm Alex.
I'm hell itself, brought to life on this podcast.
Wow.
Also
I'm Pete.
And if you haven't watched the episode on Prime Video, do go watch it.
Yeah.
We'll spoil it right now. But broad recap here. In the episode, Annabeth is having visions of Marie dying. Marie has left with Kate to go back to Godolkin University to confront Cipher, see if she can find Thomas Godolkin, who they believe is going to be able to save them all.
Oh,
and
man.
over the course of the episode, sort of like the big beats here, is that everybody goes after her. She ends up healing Polarity, taking care of the problem with the micro tears, which killed Andre in the continuity of the show, and also were slowly killing Polarity as well. And then we get to see Marie start to break bad a little bit, go down with Thomas Godolkin, actually heal him. And he is, in fact, Crispy Man, as it turns out. And then the big reveal that we all kind of saw coming many weeks ago happens, which is that he is the puppet master. Cipher, there is no Cipher. There is only Zool, right, Pete?
Yeah.
Pete,
Doug. There's only Doug. It was only Doug.
Doug Brightbill, who used to work at Blockbuster.
Come on,
just
man.
a regular guy who was taken over by Thomas Godolkin the entire time. And Thomas Godolkin wanders out into the campus with his diaper on, forces a guy a pledge to strangle himself to death, and starts the cull of Godolkin University.
The cull.
So that's where he got. I do want to ask you guys something before we get into this episode, though. Since this is titled Hell Week, when you were at college, like, I don't know necessarily if you pledged a fraternity or anything like that, but, like, what were your Hell Weeks? What were your things, like, right before finals? What would you do to cram? Like, what were your go-to things?
I know that at Ithaca, which is very different from Cornell, we would have during finals.
We just count rocks and eat food, smush food in mouth.
We would
count rocks.
We would do the midnight scream, where everybody would scream out their windows at midnight to kind of relieve stress, and it was a fun thing.
That explains so much of you, Pete.
When we were sitting in our lounges with our brandy snifters over
You
Cornell,
guys heard
we'd
it?
be like, those ruffians at Ithaca College are at it again.
No.
The heathens are barking at the moon, trying to read their textbooks.
My big thing, which is pretty gross in retrospect, when I was really cramming, studying for finals, I would get a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, a loaf of potato bread, and a thing like a jar of queso. And I just drink the Mountain Dew studying, dip the potato bread in the queso, and eat an entire loaf.
Wow.
That's disgusting. Bread
100%.
and cheese?
100%. Totally gross.
What is your time management? You don't have time to just go get a regular bit of food?
No, but that was like carb loading, and that's what I needed to just like.
You had me
stuff
a Mountain
things in my
Dew, and then you immediately lost me.
Potato
Here's
bread
the
and
thing.
queso, baby.
If you treat every week like Hell Week, then everything is, then it's all fine. Like if you
Or
don't
it's all
ever
hell.
sleep, interesting take. If you don't ever sleep, then having to cram at the end of the semester is totally
Then
normal.
sleep is the irregularity. What did you do, Justin? What was your Hell Week ritual?
Yeah.
I mean, I was a real all-nighter anyway. So, like, I would be just getting the nighttime coffee to cram. But let's keep in mind, I was a theater and government major. So, like, I was, like, writing or just theater. So, like, there wasn't a lot of, like, getting the numbers to line up. There wasn't a lot of lab work to figure out, you know?
There's a lot of scene work.
I didn't pledge a fraternity. Did either of you pledge at all?
Did not.
It did not.
Not my tempo.
Interesting. I did hang out at the Jewish fraternity a lot. I had a bunch of friends over there, but never pledged.
Didn't want to get in, though.
Didn't want to get in. I had theater as well. That was my sketch comedy was my fraternity. That was like
Exactly.
3 days a week and then every other day of the week as well.
I minored in theater, so yeah, definitely.
What was your major, Pete?
Television and
Screen.
radio.
Radio, of course. Look at you podcasting like a old-timey disc jockey.
Yeah,
Still
that's
got it. You're using your
Professor wrote
degree.
us and said he's proud of you, Pete.
Oh, that's lovely. I got
proud of you.
I got a bone to pick with the JT Sizz. I was feeling great, and then we were talking a little bit about the episode before we got on air here, and he's all Debbie Downer and harshing my vibes.
I'm not harshing anybody's vibes, but I will say, I have loved this season of television,
Yes.
and this episode, you might call it generously the calm before the storm. I feel like this is not much happened in this episode.
How dare you? How dare you?
Nothing was brought to bear. Like, everything was like, hey, there's a love triangle here. Let's just get a little bit closer.
We finally got the Puppet Master reveal.
We saw that coming so long in advance and I like the reveal. Like, it's cool. I like the way they did it, but there wasn't
happened.
There wasn't
something
that
happened in this episode.
There wasn't that escalation to really make it pop. Like, I feel like both this show and The Boys are so good at. It's not about the plot. It's about the surprise twist that happens. And in this, it was just the twist that we sort of anticipated, and then there wasn't that next thing. And I'm sure that final episode of the season is going to be excellent.
Now,
just this one was more of a runway episode than a real banger.
Okay, well, speaking of runway, let's talk about why we're all really here, and that's the ships. And
hold on. Let's talk about the Cipher reveal, because that is the big thing of the episode, and we're already talking about that rather than going back after you talk about the ships and then talk about it again. Cool.
Yeah.
Pete?
Call your professor, Pete. It's a classic radio technique of finishing a conversation.
Shoot holes in all my plans. Why don't you? Sure.
All right. I want to talk about the ships. Don't get me wrong, but we're already talking about the Cipher thing. Here's the deal. I think we all saw this coming, and we actually, a couple of episodes back. Oh my God! I just started talking, Pete. What's your question?
Well, my qualm is you said we all saw this coming, but the confusing part that threw me off, because I definitely was one of the people who's like, yeah, it seems like it's a Puppet Master situation. But then when he would beat the crunchy old guy, that's when I was like, well, maybe that's not it, because
I think he hated his body is the thing that was going on there. Is that he was like, God damn it. His whole thing, very clearly, as soon as he wanders out and causes that pledge to strangle himself, is he asks him, you're in the bottom 10, right? You have, what was the power? Or something like he has opposable thumbs on his feet or something like that?
Yeah, he has hands for feet,
Yeah. So his whole thing is supremacy. So the fact that he was in this weak body that couldn't move, that was charred to a crisp, that clearly goes against everything that he believes in. So he was beating himself up because he hated himself for being so weak, for being so trapped. So that's at least what I took away from it, and I think that's why he was beating himself.
now,
we talked about it actually a little bit last episode, I think, because it put him in line with the kids who were also all dealing with some sort of self-flagellation in relation to their powers, hurting themselves to activate their powers, and he's sort of doing the same thing here, which I thought was a nice connecting point, even though he's the villain.
Now, Edgar was all about this plan, and then the kind of plan is revealed to be a shit plan. Now, do you think he knew that this was going to happen, or
No. So this is one of my two issues with this reveal, and I don't have a problem with guessing it beforehand. We talked a couple of episodes back about is it a problem to guess a twist in advance? And it's not a problem if it pays off emotionally. I do think how it played with the kids is fine. That part is fine. My issue is that there was a lot of work done in this episode to make us, the viewer, not think the reveal was what it was until it happened, by which I mean they keep talking about, Thomas de Godolkin is going to save us. He's a good guy. And I don't think they need to figure out absolutely everything because they don't have the same information we have. But at the same time, there was literally nothing other than Edgar, like you're saying he can even stop Homelander. This is true last episode as well. My question is how? What? This was just a reason to send Marie back to campus to heal Thomas Godolkin so we could have the reveal. So it feels like chess pieces moving rather than something that's actually emotionally motivated. And that was a bummer to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of in line with what I was thinking. And there's just some there are a couple of red herrings throughout, like you're saying, that felt a little bit like,
salty.
maybe, yeah, really salty. It had me doubting our prediction, but then we're just so smart, so ahead of the game because of the college educations that we've all been talking about.
Exactly.
To get us to a place where when it's just sort of a naked reveal, it doesn't have that bigger payoff.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that other than like them being nervous, I think it's Kate who realized it and is like, oh my God, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But also he lets them get out of there. So
Yeah.
there's no immediate repercussions for anything that's going on. So it all feels very stagey to me. This gets kind of to the second thing. It's a big bummer to go from Hamish Linklater to Ethan Slater.
Wow.
That's all. I know we're early days.
Look
we'll
at
see
ya.
what he's like in the next episode. But
You're
just
talking about
based-
Doug?
Doug is Hamish Linklater.
Yeah.
Ethan Slater is Thomas Godolkin. Ethan Slater, good performer. I saw him as SpongeBob on Broadway, and he was legit phenomenal. That show.
Do you think he has the same process? Did you sense any SpongeBob in Thomas Godolkin?
You know, when Thomas Godolkin went, "Nyah, Mr. Krams, that was
What the
kind
fuck,
of surprising. But
Wow. Yeah, that's the reveal we've been waiting for.
Wow.
no, legitimately, not to derail this discussion, but the SpongeBob show, shockingly good with great songs. And he was great in it, like really good. I took my daughter and I was like, okay, well, to see the SpongeBob show, and came out being like, wow, this is a great show.
Cool.
And he's fine in Wicked, but this is clearly playing against type as a villain. And it doesn't track for me. And it doesn't track for me
Yet.
because, sure, maybe it will next episode, but we're talking
right.
about this episode that we watched right now.
Technically true.
And Hamish Linklater is so good. So good. I don't have a problem with his reveal as Doug. I thought he was very funny in that moment.
Funny.
The
then
switch
switching
was awesome.
That was great. But then switching from, Hamish Linklater as our main villain to Ethan Slater as our main villain, I was like, oh, man. That's
Yeah.
a little bit of a bummer.
Well,
as
that's weird because it's more of a. It's better for us because now we know who's what, and there's no more puppets. It's just the master, so we can kind of take him down. So,
Do you find Ethan Slater as threatening as Hamish Linklater?
they're both toolboxes, so they're kind of the same to me. So I don't. They don't really. I don't.
Pete,
That's not how humans work.
well,
Pete,
whatever.
he's blind, not fully blind, but just personality blind. What, sociopath? That's what it is. Pete, I do have a question for you. When you see a puppet show, you don't rest until you get the hands out of those puppets
Yeah,
and reveal
exactly.
the puppet master? You're like,
Yeah,
enough, no
I
puppets.
gotta look him in the
That's-
eye. Yeah.
That's why you got fired from Sesame Street, right?
You're damn right. You're damn right. They're lying to
No.
the kids.
I've
They're
seen the
lying
tape.
to the kids, man.
The unreleased tape of the Elmo unmasking that you accomplished.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. Abby Kadabi died.
Yeah,
It was really
exactly.
sad. Anyway,
That's when a puppet
I don't know.
falls
So
to the
that was a
ground.
little bit of a bummer, but I do like that we're finally past that so we can see what happens next. And it
Yes.
certainly seems like we did last season, we're just ending with a absolutely apocalyptic season finale where clearly he's going to go out and turn the whole campus into like a Grand Guignol. So that's cool. That was very
Yeah.
big last season, and I'm excited to
Well,
see.
what's interesting is, we saw that earlier footage of Godolkin and the science experiment gone wrong. What's nice is we now have this new twist that, they weren't maybe running for their lives as much as to get away from this madman. You know what I mean? And
the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think that it's an interesting kind of reveal, and I don't know, like, he's dangerous, but he's also out of his mind. So I don't know. I'm nervously excited for this last episode.
I'll throw something out based on what you said, Pete, that Thomas Godolkin, once he's healed, is pretty clear this is his plan with Sister Sage. This is what they've been planning the whole time. And he's like, she was absolutely right. They were 100% going to come back here if I did this thing. I do wonder, it would make sense if Sister Sage is working with Stan Edgar as well, 100%. Like, I don't know how much she wants the CEO of Vought Clearly, he wants the CEO of Vought So I wonder if there is an overarching plan to like burn it all down and start again potentially, and he could definitely be part of that.
Do you think the butthole guy is just gonna eat up Godolkin and that'll be the end of it?
Maybe
Oh,
put him up his
interesting.
butt?
Yeah,
Sort of a Chekhov's butthole situation.
exactly. The old Chekhov's butthole.
So speaking of my theater degree, it's when a butt has an unending vortex inside of it, It has to, in the first act, it will go off in the third act. And
He's getting a lot of play this season, Black Hole. That shot of the pledge coming out of his butt.
Oh, my God.
Very gross.
I believe it's called a brown hole, Alex, just to be clear.
No, but I believe the name of the character is Black Hole.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna make some calls on that one. I mean, I agree. They've gone way out of their way to keep him in this place, so I think that's actually a pretty good call that Godolkin's gonna end up literally where the sun don't shine. The sister stage stuff, she was also teased a lot in this and the previous episode as being. I bet we're gonna see her next episode, and there she's gonna be the bridge back to the upcoming boys season, and I wonder what her larger plan is.
Yes, that'll be interesting. I do want to shout out one other side character while we're talking about Black Hole, which is Greg. To segue into the
his name is Beef.
Yeah, Beef.
And he was
Beef
on
cake.
full beef display here today.
Oh, it was we had a beef off, is what we had.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys talked about this last episode. I still don't trust that guy.
Well,
Same.
that's what I'm so excited about. That happened in this episode. There was a switch. It was subtle. I don't know if you guys noticed it. But Emma was very much like, this could go either way. I could go with Greg, or I could go with Sam.
Not subtle in any way was what that was.
Well, take it easy. You don't understand what I'm about to say. Emma is now Team Sam, and Greg is being pushed to the side. He was a little too pushy this episode and wasn't listening to Emma, and I think that he has nefarious purposes behind his actions. And so I think we're going to finally get Greg out of this love triangle, which I'm not a big fan of, JT Sivs.
You like Emma and Sam? That's your ship?
That's right.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Emma and Sam, and I do think that's what we're going to get here, because I don't trust Beef. You don't think so, Alex?
Well, I don't trust Beef, but I felt like the speech that Emma gave Sam this episode pretty definitively shut him down. Like, of course.
Yeah, but then Greg ruined it after she gave that speech.
Yeah, I guess so. But she doesn't have to be with either of them. She could choose herself.
That's true. She
Jenny
doesn't.
Garth
That's
style.
nice.
She doesn't have to. But if she
a woman can only be something if she's with a man? Is that what you're saying, Pete?
What the fuck?
No.
That seems to be what you're implying, Pete.
Pete's saying a woman can only beef something if she's with a beef.
All right,
So-
I can agree with that. I'm not
There
Yeah.
we go. There we go.
100%.
Wow.
Go beef yourself is what I say to Emma. I mean, I actually thought that love triangle stuff was my favorite part of the episode. I think Sam has come on to be a much more rounded out character.
Yes.
I don't know how he solved a lot of his mental health problems, but they seem to be gone.
Through bong hits, man. He just needed to calm down.
I guess so. I'm this episode and last episode having a little. Honestly, this season, I know I keep emphasizing this, but I'm having a hard time hanging on to like, why is his character here? Other than he is part of the cast, so he's here. I feel like everybody else is getting progression. Everybody else is getting stuff to do. Sam went on his journey of the soul back to his parents' house for a little bit. Now he's back, and like you're saying, he's like just a guy with superpowers who's here, who likes Emma, and that's pretty much it.
Hey, man, he's just trying to do right, He's trying to grow as a person, and, I'm here for it. I think
everybody has had so many moments this season, and I feel like Sam has not had that moment to
maybe
step
it's
up.
coming. Maybe it's coming.
Yeah, so maybe it's coming in the finale, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we don't want to get to predictions yet, but something's got to give in this final episode. I don't know.
There's going to be a lot of giving and
emotionally?
taking.
I guess I mean more life ending is what I was.
Oh, you think somebody's going to die?
I do, yeah.
Who do you think's going to die? We can get in predictions. Who cares?
Okay, good call. I don't know, because here are some of the characters on the table. Marie's sister, Annabeth, feels...
She's already almost died, so...
Yes, but Marie in this episode was behaving, all the emotional connection and sort of protagonist stuff feels, now she's just like a little, she's been sort of wiped in this episode.
Well,
and it's just we're not understanding why she's doing things. She's just like, I'm going to go do this. And no one's talking about it. It was a sort of a strange thing. So I don't think she's going to die, but I definitely felt a little bit of a separation from her.
Yeah, and I think, and Selbin's droning on, he had one good point where Marie kind of turned bad in this episode. We saw this moment where they were like, hey, stop, you don't have to go in there. And you could tell by the look on her face, she was going. You know what I mean? There was no stopping her. Someone told her she could be as powerful as the big bad, and that's all she needed to hear. And now she can't stop. Like, she wants to find out if she can, take on.
Justin, do you want to respond to Pete's blither blather?
That's good. It's a good pattern. I'd love to be in the middle of you two, finally, for the first time. I agree with you. I think she's sort of believing the hype and willing to challenge even her sister's vision of like, hey, you're going to die. You're in trouble, girl. Mm-hmm. And like, I think she's like, I don't care. I'm powerful enough that I will face this down no matter what it is. I just wish she had been able to say that a little bit, or like somehow talk about that feeling of like power and recklessness that is like what being a kid is. It's just that's the metaphor we're playing with on such a large scale here. I just needed her to say it or give us a little bit of that.
And she had that interesting conversation with Polarity, the dad there, where he was like, what are you doing? Just heal Kate so we can fucking end this madness. And that line in the sand was very interesting. And
I love that
and it was a great. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, Kate, I've been very vocal about not trusting her. In this episode, she's sort of sitting there being like, she's going to heal me any second now, and I'm just going to smile and not say anything so that, because if she says something, she knows Marie won't do it. Right. And it's Polarity that says it. She's like, fuck no. No good. I'll save her, but I'm not going to save her. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. While we're talking about this, Kate's powers are basically the same as Godolkin's, except she just has to touch you rather than just, like, look at you. Right. So we're saying Godolkin's this god-tier threat, but Kate is right there.
Yeah. They all seem to have kind of variations of each other's powers, and maybe that's the point the show is making as they've been exploring how the V works and what it actually does. Like, I do think it was pretty telling that they revealed the way Polarity was able to stop Cipher, or more specifically Doug Brightbell, was by the metal in his blood. Like, that seems to be the focus of absolutely everything. So, I don't know if we're going to get some specific reveal so much as they are just, like, hammering home that all of these powers are variations of the same thing, But I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to draw that connection.
And also, it was like this fun, while we're talking about interesting things, like when they had the kind of dudes versus Cipher fight, what was interesting, it was like, oh, great, they've got numbers on them. But I was like, oh, no, that's really working against them, which I thought was a fun kind of use of power and a fun kind of like, sometimes when you have these showdowns, you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. But I thought they did such a great job of giving us this, oh, look at how many dudes are taking on this one person. They're in trouble. Really switch that on its head, because it's like you don't know who's on your side and who's not. So I thought that was a really fun fight sequence and very interesting. We've seen a lot of fight sequences in superhero stuff, so I thought it was pretty cool.
Greg could finger fuck me till he comes.
Cool.
Good line.
Yeah.
Do
you agree?
We're just saying.
Agree, disagree. I have a question for you guys. This is something that bothered me a little bit. The scene where Jordan is driving and shifts.
Yeah.
They're two different heights. That's dangerous. That is dangerous for driving.
Like, what, for reaching the pedals, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know if girl Jordan is shorter and can't reach the pedals, like her tiny little...
I mean, most people can reach the pedals.
Yes, I think they can reach the pedals, but like the mirrors, you got to change the side mirrors, you got to change...
We should have had a moment to really adjust the mirrors.
Yeah, but then she
like, hey, safety
switched back. They switched back right away, so it was like... wasn't really an issue.
Yeah, but a car can come out of anywhere at any time. Safety is the first and most important thing, and I think shows should be emphasizing that. Driving safety first.
Yeah.
You're right.
Really true. And also, like, take care of your big butthole, because it might come in handy later.
I really hope you're in charge of TV shows moving forward, because I feel like nothing is more fun than when you're in a driving scene and then they really talk about safety of driving. You know what I mean?
10 and 2.
Yep. It's no longer 10 and 2.
Yeah. Well, put on your seat.
What?
That's right.
What is it?
Pete, have you been taking some sort of driving classes at night?
My niece is learning to drive, and we've been talking about it, and it's like
What time are we holding the wheel?
11 and 1. It's like 11 and 1 now.
11 and 1.
That's way closer. That seems too close.
I'm saying it's
I don't
adjusted.
know. I would think I'll do like a 9 and a 3 maybe, but 11 and 1, that's like right at the top of the steering wheel.
I just got my elbow in the middle. I'm fine.
There you go. There you go.
Good enough for New
I'm
York
just
City.
saying, they updated
Slap it a little bit, spin it around, see what happens.
Just press a button and it does it for you, I heard.
Any other notes from the episode? Things you guys want to call out?
I did like that moment where they were in Cipher's office, and they were like, well, "How are we going to find him? How are we going to find him?" And then he calls. I thought that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did. This wasn't a funny line, but I wrote it down. I've been sick for so long, I forgot what it's like to feel healthy. I thought that was like a good line.
That was cool.
I also thought it was interesting, and maybe they specifically avoided this, that they did mention the fact that Marie, with this power level, could have healed and saved Andre, potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe that feels like, maybe that's an emotional.
But that
beat
whole
that's
discussion, too, of like, don't blame her, blame me for his death was very powerful.
That was cool.
The dad has just been such an awesome addition to all the madness, is like a nice calming factor.
He's literally the adult in the room, and it is, though I do think he's still taking a lot of the place that Andre probably had in the script. It's nice to have his presence there, and Sean Patrick Thomas is really good on the show.
He's fantastic.
I agree. Getting back to death predictions, I think Polarity is pretty high on the list of people that might go down.
Oh, don't say it, dude.
I do think that. The other person, I think Beef, I would be willing to 100% say Beef's going down.
Oh, I hope so. That
After
makes
he
our life
turns,
easier.
presumably, when the
Beef
goes rotten.
Yeah, exactly.
When the beef goes
Beef's
bad.
been in the sun for too long.
I don't. One thing I throw out just about the death thing is we have those dreams that Annabeth is having of Marie dying. I think you see like a bloody pool or something like that. So I think the big death of the finale is probably going to be Marie, but as usual with these sort of predictions, you don't see the whole thing. So I think what we're probably going to get, my prediction would be Marie dies fighting Thomas Godolkin, but is able to heal and resurrect herself. And that is the ultimate expression of her powers, that she is, in fact, immortal. You can't kill her, which puts her beyond the level of Homelander. So that would be my guess, just based on that particular vision, but I guess
that's cool.
One thing you talked about Marie's sister, I really liked her kind of side of things, and kind of to hear her kind of how she thought about all these things, and what a nightmare that must be to be able to kind of like see your parents die and to come true. I thought that was like really cool speech. Sometimes when you get that speech, it's a letdown, but I thought it was very cool.
Yeah. All right, before we wrap up here, why don't we talk about a best boy? Who was best boy in the episode? Pete? Who's your best boy?
I'm going to go with Sam on this one. What? I feel like he's really.
He had about 5 lines, so that's
he's on the right side, and he's present, and
accounted for.
Yeah, I'm excited for what he's going to bring. I'm nervous about Marie. So yeah, this last episode of the season is going to be exciting. I cannot wait.
I'm going to pick Emma. I think she's the character that, in an episode that didn't have a lot of the emotional power that has been coming through the rest of the season, I thought she still did. I like her attitude. She got to be funny. She got to make some good choices. Yes.
The freezing her tits off while she was in Sam's pocket was great.
Yeah, they're really good.
It's a fun line.
Yeah. So I'm all in on Emma, and I do I'm shipping Sema.
Oh, yeah.
Semema is coming in hot.
Don't like that.
Sammy?
Semema.
I'm going to choose Doug Brightbill as my best boy of the week.
Oh, the Blockbuster video.
You mean the guy named Cipher, who is your favorite comic book character? He's don't
not named
say.
Cipher. There is no Cipher. There's only Zool, right, Pete?
Yeah, all right.
Wow. What an arc you guys went on. Friends with Zool, then fighting, droning on, And now back to Zool and best friends again.
Yeah, I really hope nobody tells him what happened to Blockbuster next episode because he's going to be bummed.
Oh, he's going to be pissed, dude.
I know. I'm still mad.
I am too. I loved Blockbuster. We should bring it back, the three of us. Let's do it.
All right.
Send me as much money as you can, and I'll get a Blockbuster going.
Physical meat? I'll get a Blockbuster going. Cool. What do you mean by that? Start making some
I'll explain
popcorn?
later. Just send me the money, and I'll explain.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this.
This is our business plan? We send
this
you
is-
money?
In a weird coincidence, if you'd like to support this podcast, another podcast, we do patreon.com/comic book club. Also, we do a live show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. to YouTube. Come hang out. We would love to chat with you about Gen V, Apple, Spotify, Android, or the app of your choice to subscribe, listen, and follow the show. Excuse me. Comic book.
Don't die. Don't die.
Someone heal him!
Oh, man.
Comicbookclublive.com for this podcast and many more. Until next time, let's hear it for those boys.
Yeah, come on. Last out, baby.
Hell Week is over.
Phew.